we'll just go live again. Sorry, guys, my computer just decided to randomly reboot itself for no apparent reason. So, um, my goodness, we are feeling recharged. We got about 20 minutes left. So, where were we? We were
We
talking
were
about
talking
some.
about that movie.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
yeah. Long story short, I enjoyed. Well, the humor was fine. There were times where it went a little too far, and like I don't want to be one of those people that upsets people. Whatever. I'm just gonna say it.
I'm
I thought the
upset.
camera was a little creepy with the way it treated women in this movie, but it was a different time.
Yeah, and
Because
French,
I mean, like,
and French.
yeah, I know, but it's like they wouldn't. I don't even know if they would do it anymore. Like the police captain chick.
Mm.
Um, she was really only there to be a love
Right,
interest for
right,
the dopey guy, and yeah, and the way the camera was just like shooting
Shoot.
her,
Right.
yeah, it was
It was
very obvious.
uncomfortable. But
Yeah,
I
the
don't know.
other
Maybe
girl.
maybe that's their humor over there. I mean, clearly it is.
Oh no, I think it was the time, but because shit, we got all that stuff over here at the time as well. But yeah, the I think it got a lot better. Or I think the other character was better. The girlfriend, she had, I mean, she didn't have a lot to do, but when you saw her and the mom, the guy's mom,
Mm.
I thought she was kind of more interesting as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, shush, cat. So I'm gonna give it a shot and take my money. I actually really enjoyed it. It sounds like it's gonna be a you gotta do what you gotta do at
So
the end.
okay. Stripping it of all the stuff I don't like, all the practice, all the chase scenes, everything with the scooters rolling around. Shut up and take my money. 8 bajillion%. It's cool, and we don't really watch a lot of movies like that. Like even though I haven't seen the movie, like everybody else around me on the flight was watching it, and you said that you'd watched it. So I've seen the scene, but was it the Wickshaw scene from Indiana Jones where it's just it feels CG. It doesn't feel practical. This was actually on the street ground level. Like it felt,
Oh,
it had that down to earth feel to it. It felt like a great
uh,
chase scene. Even going back into like I don't know why we're talking. I brought up Indy, but just
I know what you
a
mean.
good practical
It was
chase scene,
practical stuff.
right?
The
Because
cars were actually
right,
souped up
because
cars.
that shows off the talent of the people who are controlling these machines, and having watched them do this on TV from time to time, it's
I
really
get it.
impressive what they can do.
You didn't like the plot. You didn't like the thing, but you enjoy. I just think it. I think those characters were fine. I didn't have any issue with the humor. For the most part, there were times.
Release me!
I'll let you out in a bit. You've already been
I
out
must spread my evil.
today. Yeah,
Cat,
go eat your food or something.
evil cat, evil, evil, evil cat.
Anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh, um, yeah, let's move on. So, what was your rating?
So,
Let me get him a treat.
so it's going to net zero at a gotta do what you gotta do. Like
I
I
figured it was
think I think that I would enjoy this movie watching it with you under certain controlled circumstances. But the fact that it reminded me of Fifth Element a little bit, and there's ties to that. Just my brain just saw it, and it just I don't like this. I don't like that type of weird, just slapstick humor. It's just my brain. It turns me off. It's almost like I plop in the same basket of feeling as like the anime noises and the anime tropes. It's just
no, no,
it.
I get you. That's fine. Okay. Well, so I'm not sure whose turn it was. It was technically your turn last week, but you were like, I don't know. I was like, should we finally watch this movie? Because
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
movie
yeah.
that guys
I mean, I
suggested.
don't have anything picked out. So if you want to pick
All right,
something, and that'll give me time to.
I got a couple of them. I want to find one that you haven't seen because those are always more fun for me.
Hmm.
Um. Oh, okay. Uh, okay. How about this? Have you seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Is that the new Tarantino one?
Tarantino film, yeah.
So actually, no, I have not. But
All right,
I'm okay.
let's watch that one.
Okay,
It's about
I know what it's about. Yeah, it's
okay. So yeah, we'll watch that. One movie I want to put on this list is the other movies I want to see. Just let me know if you've seen these. Have you seen? I know you haven't seen Fido because you always say, "Oh, that's the movie where goths watch." It's like your favorite thing to say. Have you seen Fair Game?
Sorry. I forgot all about Fido. You're unlocking all these old memories, Frosty, today.
I remember you saying because I remember seeing that movie going, "This movie's great," and then I was telling you about it, and then nothing I said any longer mattered. You're just like, "Oh, that's the movie where Megan, the girl we worked with, Joe, and everything related to her," and I was just like, "This conversation is no longer got a purpose. Goodbye."
Yeah. God, she was really into Fido.
I know it's a good movie. That's why I want to make you watch it one day so you'll actually see it. But
God, you're stirring up
but have you seen Fair Game though? Have you seen that movie?
I don't believe so.
Cindy Crawford's only movie. You got to understand, I have a weird relationship with Cindy Crawford.
Okay.
She was how I discovered adulthood.
I mean, she is monstrously hot. 1980 Cindy Crawford. Oh.
Yeah. Well, I think 90s. I think she got really hot when she was 29, 30. I think that was when she was doing that show at the time, MTV's whatever, and she I don't know. But anyway, we'll watch that, and yeah, we'll return to some of these others. But I'll have to list these. See, I want to find ones that you haven't seen because those are more fun for me. I do want to watch. Have you seen the ultimate version of Batman vs Superman?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it in a really long time, but I remember watching it going like, "Oh, this is better than the one that I saw."
Right.
Like it actually is a good movie now.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So
It made more sense. Like Luther's plan still didn't make sense.
Yeah.
But the movie itself was the entire movie. So it was watchable, even though the main character it had nothing to do with expanding this plan that already didn't make any sense.
I actually liked it a lot once I saw that version. But anyway, so next week we'll be watching
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
was it Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Tarantino film. It's definitely one of my favorites, so looking forward to that. Watch it, join us next week, and join the conversation. So we got a little bit of time left. So I got some rants listed.
Here, let's
okay, so,
here. Let's hear
who
one
do
of
you
your
think
rants.
has the best battle cry in comics?
Spoon.
I see this, and I said everyone's like, "Oh, which one?" They're doing like it's clobbering time.
No,
and like Hulk smash. I will say, Spoon is the one I always say because I think it's funny. But one of my favorites though is "I'm gonna eat your brains."
Yeah.
What's your honorable mention if Spoon is your top?
See, I haven't really thought past Spoon. So even though it's not necessarily a battle cry, but it's I can't quote it on the pitch nurse. I feel like we'll get slapped by everything, but it's from Kick-Ass 2, the comic version of Kick-Ass 2, when Hit Girl comes to save the day and she lands on top of the van. It's that quote that she says after she lands on top of the van. Not exactly like something she says all the time, but just in that particular moment, it's just probably one of my favorite Hit Girl moments. I hopefully you remember it.
Yeah.
Okay, it's that. That would be my honorable mention.
You know what? I know that we already.
Well, actually, you know what? The third.
Wait! I know we already picked it. But I'm gonna pick a different thing for Behold Nerds. It just ran through my head. That's something I've been wanting you to watch.
Okay.
I know that it's a little bit controversial. That's why it reminded me when you said that. So Max Landis, he has a YouTube channel. We've talked about it off camera before.
Yeah.
Because he sometimes does pitches, so it's interesting.
Yeah.
But he does this bit called "Wrestling Isn't Wrestling."
Mm-hmm.
It's like an hour long where he just talks about wrestling,
This is wrestling.
and it's acted out by I don't recognize these people, but they look like kind of Instagram and YouTube people. So it's like so pretty girls playing the roles of wrestlers, of male wrestlers, and talking through and he explains the history of Triple H. And it's such a good thing. So whatever your feelings are, I understand that he has a problematic past, but just looking at it purely for what this is, it's an excellent piece of work. So let's watch that. It's on YouTube. It's about an hour long.
Okay. Cool.
So Wrestling Isn't Wrestling.
Wrestling Isn't Wrestling. Yeah.
Yes. And Max Landis. Anyway, so so that's a good one though as far as Battle Cry. I'm partial to him.
But if you were to strip away the silliness, Thundercats, oh, is always a great one.
Joe, when you start thinking 80s,
it becomes just like it needs to be able to carry. So like, let's go Voltron Force, like that's cool, I guess. But it's like go Joe, like you need it needs to be.
I will say I am also partial to Avengers Assemble.
Right, I mean, but you can emphasize that when it's like something like let's go Voltron Force, like it's too mouthy. It needs to be small. And
well, that's why you have 5 people say it at the same time. Now it works.
Oh yeah. You know what? Fair point. Tip of the head to you, sir.
So this is a funny cat. Please come here. Come on. Here, play with the towel.
No.
Anyway, so this is funny. So I'm running. I'm the DM of a Spelljammers game at the moment. So at the end of the Spelljammers setting book, they have a campaign for you to play. So I'm running the campaign, and we've been playing it for a while, and the campaign starts at 5th level. My players keep saying, "When do we level?" And I'm like, because it uses milestone leveling, and I'm like, "Oh, not yet. Anyway, last week they faced these giants in an arena battle, and the whole thing is they grab you and they grab all of your limbs, so they got 4 arms, and then they do like 40 something damage every time, and then if you die while they're doing that, they rip you into 4 pieces.
So they do like a Goro move, just
they rip you into 4. And I was like, and I accidentally ripped off all 3 of my players into quarters, and they party wiped, and I was just like, oh man. And I'm like, man, that was a really tough fight. And that was one of 3 fights in this they were supposed to go through.
Jesus.
And then I looked up the book, and normally in these books, I've done a few of them now, at the beginning of the chapter, they show you what level. They're like, oh, your players will level in this chapter. They'll be this level. That hasn't been happening, so I just assumed they weren't leveling. There's a small panel at the very beginning of the page. And so they should have been level 7. They've been level 5. So I was just like, so guys, remember how I killed you all violently?
It was a space dream.
And, I explained the situation. I said, look, really, I think it's society's fault because now they've emphasized digital media. I would have caught it if it was a physical book, but
Right.
I mean, so if anything,
it's their fault.
It's their fault, and I'm a victim.
Right. There should be recompense.
I was like, someone should buy me some. There's a place near me called Charm Thai, and they do a really good. I know it doesn't make sense, but really good chicken teriyaki. Like, someone should buy me some chicken teriyaki. Like,
did somebody get you some delicious chicken teriyaki?
Yeah, nobody did. I keep trying to use my DM powers to make food happen.
Now, see, I have that superpower, or I can command that. So it actually happened at the place that we used to work at, where I approached Brandon, our former boss, and I just looked him in the eye with puppy dogs, and just out of the blue, I asked him, "So what's for breakfast today, bud?" And he's all, "What?" It's like, I mean, there's McDonald's, and he's all... And I started listening to all these things. All, well, what do you want for breakfast? And I said, I'll go and ask. and I got us all breakfast for the store.
Joe and I sometimes would go on oh god, DoorDash,
Yeah.
and I will buy him food and just send it to him,
Mm.
and then from here, and then he goes on DoorDash himself at his house, and then just has it delivered to my address.
Mm.
Because you could do that. You just say search for food in the area,
Mm.
and then so it's kind of become a fun thing. I've tried restaurants that I wouldn't have eaten at before because of that.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, and I've done the same thing. He tried Indian food because of me, and yeah, it's a fun
I've come
thing
to
to
really
do.
enjoy Indian food, and
I know
Trader
you
Joe's
have,
has
yeah. I know
delicious
Indian
Indian
food's
food.
good. But anyway, so yeah, I party wiped them all. Feel bad about it, but I said let's just take a mulligan on that last fight. We'll do it again, and you guys can be level 7. So, um, last thing. So I ran into an interesting person.
Mm-hmm.
So okay,
Oh
so this
boy.
started with the Shala Ball thing,
Okay.
and then it became someone who follows us said, "Oh, the MCU doesn't make sense. Why didn't they recast T'Challa?" And I was like, "But they recast someone else. Oh, Thunderbolt Ross with the big actor."
Right.
And I was like, "Well, T'Challa is a big part, and the actor actually died, so they were doing like a memorial thing for the actor."
Right.
And I'm like, Thunderbolt Ross was a minor part, now he's a major part. I feel like this makes sense, like
Right.
even if you don't agree with it, there's a logic behind it. And then I met this guy. He's like all about recasting T'Challa,
Mm.
and started this huge debate. Where are you at? Do you think they should have recast T'Challa?
No.
And just
No. It
are you,
just.
I'm
I think they handled it. So it all depends on the circumstance, right? This is an unforeseen, tragic thing for them to just pull a. Remember when Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, and they before he was putting the box in the ground, they were already trying to get somebody in there to fill her spot.
yeah.
Like it just that's just yucky. You don't do that. So
Well, they had to because they were like politics.
I know,
Like,
but just politics. But still, I think how, regardless of what your feelings are on the Black Panther sequel or whatever, like I think they handled his death well. It felt tragic. Obviously it was an unforeseen thing, so you can't just automatically recast and not, feel the weight of that loss in real life, if that makes sense. Like if it had happened, like it made this movie like years later.
The director. See, the thing is, I just think there is no right or wrong answer.
Yeah.
If you feel like he should be recast, fine. His brother, for example, feels like he would have wanted to be recast. But then again, the director, when he found out his friend died, he didn't even want to make the movie.
Right.
And I mean, then if you think of it, like me and you were doing a project together, and then you died.
Right.
I would be like, well, I can't go on without it.
Right.
And you know what I mean? And I get that, but then he decided to do a tribute, and he actually reached out to his family members, like his wife and stuff, and they contributed in the movie.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's the thing. This isn't one of those things where you can go like, "Oh, he should definitely be recast."
Right. No, there's
It's just yeah, that's how they chose to mourn their friend.
Right.
And I mean, that's
I'm
fine.
okay with it because you feel that impact throughout the entire movie. You feel it.
So it's so we had a long conversation. It was peaceful about this. He's very much every single tweet backwards. It just I said recast T'Challa. So I started doing like bring back the Captain Volver. Seriously, Netflix hashtag. Seriously, Netflix.
Right.
But it was a funny debate. But anyway, since then I followed him. But dude, like talk about something else for once other than T'Challa. Like every tweet is just T'Challa.
Yeah.
Like I mean, yeah. But anyway.
So really quick, coming back, we lost a viewer count. I'm trying to mess with it, so I'll reset that when we.
Yeah, next week.
Camera. Yeah. Anyways, sorry, I just noticed I've been trying.
But yeah, so I think but I'm with you on that. I think you don't need to recast T'Challa. I think keep him as is.
Yeah, just more in the legacy of the actor through the character.
Plus, we got like there's gonna be baby like T'Challa Jr. coming on the way next.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah,
I mean,
there you go.
and just name him T'Challa. You know,
Yeah. Junior.
yeah.
Yeah, there you go. See, fixed.
And name's Bond, James Bond Jr.
James Bond, James Bond Jr.
So we got a couple of minutes left. What you got going on?
Nothing really. I come home, I write Evil Space Worms. I'm going to try to get done with them by the end of the month. It's just I come up with new lore, and I have to sort of like iron it in. Or when I get tired of describing a thing, I'll just name it. So then I'll go back and insert the name into things that I just used a bunch of words to describe. So it's a lot of that, but it's fleshing out. It's nice. Evil space worms that are just dicks. Dicks to
Evil
everybody.
space worms.
Evil space worms.
This is a kind of funny thing.
That cat's pissed, yo.
I know he just wants to go out. But I was talking about this today. I was thinking about like, well, like this is a good question. If you could make a DC film, and I don't mean the details, but like, what character would you focus on?
So,
or characters.
So you know what? I would go Booster Gold.
Okay.
Yeah, Booster Gold.
Yeah, no, it's a good
Fun.
choice. I was thinking about how I'd love an Earth's Finest. I mean, World's Finest, but instead of doing Batman, Superman, I'm a big fan and of the Earth 2 World's Finest, which is Power Girl and then daughter of Catwoman and Batman, Huntress. I love those comics. I actually just bought Volume 2 today. Volume 1's a little expensive. It'll arrive later this week. So I'm really looking forward to reading that. But then I was thinking about it, like that would be another thing. That would be like that would be like Shalaval. Like I would be like, oh, we're making World's Finest, and everyone would be like, yeah. And then like we're doing the Earth 2 Power Girl Huntress, and they'd be like, whoa. Like, they're so good. They're so cool. You know?
Yeah.
Like I actually prefer that World's Finest to the regular one.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. They're both good. I don't want to pick.
Anyway, we should probably wrap it. We have an Easter thing to go to, so if everybody who wants...
Oh yeah, which female DC character do you consider to be the GOAT? That's the last question. I
mean Zatanna, of course.
Oh, okay. See, I was in Wonder Woman, like technically, but I don't care. I'm picking PG anyway.
Okay. Sorry, in light of recent history, I'm just going to say Zatanna. There you go. Final answer. Only answer.
Okay.
Anyways, we like to end the show with a nerdy quote by Mr. Frosty. Send us away, sir.
Well, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe.
Do all that fun.
Go on to Twitter or Facebook and
smash
put on the
things.
poll who we thought won the battle, Power Girl or Zatanna. And we'll announce the winner in next week's episode.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys then. All right.
Send us away.
I do hate myself. I hate what I've become. They turned me into this monster. They turned me into a villain. I was Superboy once. I was a hero once. And they took it from me. And for that, they're all gonna pay.
Dun, dun, dun.